Phineas and Ferb is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. I could sit here all day and talk about the likable characters, music, or even the running gags that never get old. But I think what truly makes the show unforgettable for me is the reason it was created in the first place, to inspire kids of this generation. What I really want to focus on in this video is the characterization of Phineas and Ferb, and how their open-mindedness can make a difference not only on us, but on the other characters in the show. If I had to pick one episode that completely defines what the entire series is all about, it would be the 45-minute special, Summer Belongs to You. This is not only the best Phineas and Ferb episode ever, but even for a cartoon, the themes and messages in this one episode alone are absolutely inspiring. We immediately see a glimpse of Phineas and Ferb's determination in the beginning of the episode.
Our vacation is more than halfway over, and what have we accomplished? Okay, so we built a roller coaster, we traveled through time twice, found Atlantis, blah 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 blah. See? We hardly done anything. We need a real challenge. We need to create the biggest, longest, funnest summer day of all time. Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
Even with all their amazing inventions and incredible accomplishments, they're never satisfied, always trying to find new ways to outdo what they've already done. The special revolves around Phineas and Ferb attempting to travel around the world in a day. Of course, they are met with doubters and skepticism, even with their track record, but they attempt the impossible anyway, just to prove that it is possible.
There's nothing I've ever seen that would make me believe you can pull this off. Except for that time machine thing and the roller coaster.
Yeah, nothing's impossible if you believe you can do it.
Well, I don't believe, and therefore it's impossible.
Phineas makes a bet with Buford that if they do make it back home in time, he has to give everyone their bikes back. This is actually pretty important to the plot, which you'll see later. I love Phineas as a character. Anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur or artist of some sort should really take notes at his personality and mindset. He is incredibly optimistic, always thinking, using the environment for ideas. He's so creative to the point where it can drive people insane, but that never slows him down. His sister constantly wants to ruin their fun every episode, yet he doesn't really care. He just stays focused, minds his own business, and remains positive. For the most part, Phineas doesn't hold grudges, which would be the natural thing to do when you're dealing with a party pooper like Candace Flynn. Instead, he shares his optimism not only with her, but with everyone else. For example, when his sister starts doubting herself later in the episode, he provides her with words of encouragement.
Candace, like the song said, you have to believe you can.
That's easy for you, Phineas. Look at all the things you've done. Summer belongs to you. Summer
doesn't belong to me. It belongs to everyone, and that includes you. You have to believe that.
This is Phineas's character for 99% of the series, but in this special, that optimism gets tested. Moments later, Phineas and Ferb's boat gets destroyed by, I don't know, bad luck. They soon find themselves stranded on a deserted island with seemingly nothing they can use to their advantage. Everyone loses hope. They believe there's no way they're going to make it back home in time, but Phineas still remains optimistic until realization finally hits him.
There's plenty here, all we need is our imagination. For instance, we could tie those 2 palm trees into a raft and add a supersonic outboard motor. Oh wait, we don't have anything to cut the trees with, and we don't have an outboard motor. I know, we can soup up this ox so we can run on a conveyor belt that would charge a... Oh, we don't have a conveyor belt, and we don't have any soup.
Not to mention, you're never gonna make it.
We'll make it. After all, we've got the seats, we've still got one rubber band, and we've got sand.
Hey, maybe you can make an hourglass and watch the time slip away.
Yeah, I don't blame you if you hate Buford by this point, but more on him later.
There's gotta be some minerals or something down here that we can use. I mean, we can't just be stuck here. We could dig a tunnel under the ocean, and then we can't. I can't believe there's nothing we can do to get off of this.
This is a side of Phineas we don't normally see. It's the result of the most optimistic character being put in a situation that's completely out of his control. You get insanity, frustration, disbelief, and doubt all very relatable emotions we feel when the odds are stacked against us. Here we see that Phineas, despite his Dorito-shaped head, is just like us. He may be the master of imagination and creativity, but he is human. Or at least I think he is. Isabella then reminds Phineas of all the amazing things he's done, trying her best to provide him with some motivation, and he finally gets an idea. I love this scene because it reminds me of when I'm facing creator's block or stressing over coming up with the perfect idea. Time is running out, our chances are slipping away, nobody believes in us anyway, so it's easy to say, well, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. But giving up, although an option, will never help our situation. Creator's block happens to everyone. Even the most creative face obstacles where their imagination is tested. But it's always temporary. Eventually the idea will come if we allow it to. It's so easy to get demotivated when it seems as though our goal is so far away. But we have to believe that it is possible regardless. Otherwise, we've got no shot. Sometimes even reminding ourselves of our skills and accomplishments can give us that little push we need to keep going, to create something out of nothing. So Phineas and friends manage to escape the island, but at last they face yet another obstacle. Then Buford, after being the most unlikable character in history, redeems himself by giving everyone their bikes back. Not because they won the bet, but because of his change of heart.
No! Oh, I actually thought we were gonna make it. I thought we were gonna do the impossible. For one shining moment, summer was whatever I wanted to make of it. Wait, this is my house. Hold on 1 second. I'm giving everybody back their bikes!
But Buford, we didn't make it back to our yard. I get it.
It's moments like these that truly highlight the impact Phineas and Ferb make on the people around them. They can change the perception of characters that don't like thinking with an open mind. For instance, Candace usually wants nothing to do with their adventures. But here, after they do make it back home in time, she learns to take more chances in life and that her brothers aren't so bad after all. I guess the icing on the cake for me would be this show's soundtrack. The abundance of vocal songs in this cartoon makes the show memorable. They're cheesy, yes, but they do their job. Most of the time, they're just really catchy.
Besides, I ain't got rhythm. No, I ain't got rhythm. Said I ain't got rhythm. I ain't got rhythm.
And other times, specifically the ones in Summer Belongs to You, just make you want to go out and do something productive.
'Cause I believe we can, and that's the measure of a man.
It's a shame kids of this generation won't be able to experience this cartoon because they inspired our generation. There's so many cartoons nowadays that just exist. They have no intent, no charm, no message, and just hide behind the idea of being a comedy. Phineas and Ferb is a cartoon with purpose to tell kids we shouldn't take our free time for granted and waste our days away doing nonsense that doesn't make us happy in the end. We should create something meaningful to us, memories that we'll never forget, and live life to the fullest. And each day is a new opportunity to do just that.
Today is gonna be a great day.